Hi friends, my name is Mackenzie, also known as M to the Third. I'm a knitter, illustrator, and natural dyer, and this is a quick tutorial on right and left leaning increases. I'll be showing you how to do it both on the knit side of your fabric and the purl side of your fabric, and giving you tips for how to remember which increase is which. So, let's get started. So what I have set up here on my needles are 10 stitches with a stitch marker right in the center. I'm going to be knitting to one stitch before the marker, doing a right leaning increase, and then knitting to one stitch past the marker and doing a left leaning increase. As I start knitting my row, I do like to knit the edge stitch a little tighter to make it look nice and neat, and then I'll knit to one stitch before my marker. Now that I am at the spot where I want to do my increase, I'm going to look for the strand in between the two stitches on my needles. What we're going to do is take that strand, turn it into a loop, and then knit a stitch into that loop. So what you want to do is to take the needle in your left hand and pick up that loop from the front to the back. And then you're going to want to knit through the back of that loop. Now, getting your needle into this spot can be a little challenging, as you can see. So there are kind of ways to make it a little bit easier, as you'll see that I'm doing. And then you're just going to knit that stitch like that. And you've done your right leaning increase. So then we're going to knit the next stitch, slip our marker, knit one more stitch, and then we're ready for the left leaning increase. So again, we're going to be using that strand right there in between both of our stitches, but this time we're going to pick it up from the back, and then we're going to knit into that stitch. And you'll see here that again, your needle's not going to want to go into that spot, but that's exactly where you want it to go. And then we've got our left leaning increase. And then we're going to knit to the end, and then let's do it one more time. So one more time, we're going to start with a tight edge stitch, and we're going to knit to one stitch before the marker. And so you'll see the increase stitch there. And then again, we're going to go for that loop in between both of the stitches. For the right leaning increase, you're going to take your left needle and go through the front of it, but you can also use your right needle and kind of place it onto the left needle. And then you're going to knit through the back of that loop. Ta-da! You've got your right leaning increase, knit one stitch, slip your marker, knit one more stitch, and then again, we're going to do a left leaning increase where we're going to pick up that strand from the back to the front and then knit that stitch. And then that's basically it. The most helpful tip that I got about remembering how to do the right or the left increase is that the bar that you're picking up in between the stitches on your needles to knit your loop into, if that loop crosses with the right side in front, that means you're doing a right leaning increase. Alternatively, if that loop crosses with the left side on the front, that means you're doing a left leaning increase. And that has been so helpful as I have sort of gone on my knitting journey to remember which increase is which. Occasionally, you might come across a pattern where you need to do a right or left leaning increase on the purl side of your work. While you won't encounter this as frequently, I do think it is important. So because the purl is basically the opposite side of the knit, if we want to do a right leaning increase on the purl side, we want the left side of the loop to be at the front. So we're going to pick up from the back to do a right leaning increase on the purl side and then purl into it. And then purl one, slip our marker, purl one more, and then we're going to go from the front to the back, with the right side in front to do a left leaning increase on the purl side row. I know, it's basically just the opposite of everything else I just told you, but that's exactly how to do it. And when you flip your work around and look at it from the right side, or the side that's flat, the knit side, it's going to look exactly the same as all of the other increases that you did. And that's that. That's how you do right and left leaning increases, both on the knit and the purl side. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, definitely subscribe and hit that like button. Until next time, bye.